Hey lovelies, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you all how I transformed my sister for her secondary school graduation. If you guys would like to see how I turned her from that ugly duckling into this beautiful swan, please stay tuned. Say hi. Are you excited to get poised? Good girl. Let's get started. To start off, I'm just going to be prepping her skin with my Skindinavia primer spray, and then I'm going to be using my Nivea Men Post Shave Balm just to mattify her skin. To prep her brows, I'm going to be using my E.L.F eyelid primer, and then to fill in her brows, I'm going to be using my ABH Brow in dark brown. And I'm just starting from the tail of her brows, and I'm working my way towards the outer corner. Make I give you Shitor, make your yashi big like Opal. Make I upgrade your life, make your life feel sweet like Opal. Cinderella, we are Maradona, I dey give you fans like Vuvuzela. Cinderella, we are Maradona, I dey give you fans like Vuvuzela. Cinderella, we are Maradona, I go give you. Once I'm done filling in her brows with the pencil, I'm going to be using my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC45 to clean up under her brows, and I'm doing this using my Real Techniques Detailer brush. Next, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Powder in dark brown, and I'm just going to use this to fill in her brows a bit more, and this will just ensure that her brows last throughout the day. To clean up the top of her brows, I'm going to be using my Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NW45, and I like using this shade because it's much closer to her skin tone and it's going to prevent halo brows. And I'm applying this as well using my Real Techniques Detailer brush, and then I'm going to go in and clean it using my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. To prep her eyes, I'm just going to be using my E.L.F eyelid primer, and this is just going to ensure that her shadow lasts throughout the day. And to color correct her skin slightly, I'm going to be using my L.A Girl Pro Concealer in orange, and I'm just applying this to the areas that I want to color correct, and then I am pressing it in using my fingers. For her foundation today, I'm using my black Opal foundation stick in the shade Hazelnut, and I'm going to be applying this using my Bidolium Tools buffing brush, and I sprayed the brush with my E.L.F setting spray, and what this spray does is it just ensures that the foundation melts into her skin, and it means that I am using less product as well. To highlight her face, I'm going to be using my L.A Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee, and I'm just applying this to the areas of the face that I'd like to highlight. And then as usual, I'm going to go in with my Original Beauty Blender. I made sure it's damp, and I'm going to use this to buff in the product onto the skin. To contour her face, I'm going to be using my Ben Nye Cream Shadow in the shade Extra Dark, and I'm doing this using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm just applying this to the areas of her face that I would like to bring dimension back to, as well as alongside the bridge of her nose, and then I'm going to buff this in using the same brush as well. Once this is done, I like to go back in with my foundation brush and just blend everything together. So I'm going to blend the contour and the highlight and the foundation, and I love doing this just to ensure that there are no harsh lines on the face.
To set her face, I'm going to be using my Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and guys, this powder is life. Like, I have literally abandoned my banana powder. It is just stunning on deeper skin tone. If you guys would like to see a review on this powder, please leave your comments down below and I'll be sure to do one. To set the rest of her face, I'm going to be using my MAC Miniralize Skin Finish in the shade Dark.
Guys, make I tell you some story. Go. Lend me your ears, make I tell you about some girl. Whoa. You ever try send DM reply?
To set her contoured areas, I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour powder in the shade Espresso.
So I my side, this girl come, professor of vibe, Miss World South. I don't see yourself, they did things in the smart, I be 16 years, Miss Girl Son. Reason being, some girls think we are fools. I post one pic, tongue out, drews.
I'm going to be reverse contouring her face using the face powder. I would normally do this using the Sacha Buttercup powder or whatever powder I used in setting the highlighted areas, but I thought I would try out something new.
Nice. That time she did rush
To start the eyes, I'm going to be using one of my favorite transition colors, and this is the MAC's eyeshadow in Brown Script. And I'm just applying this using a Sigma E40 blending brush. To warm up the eyes a bit more, I'm going to be taking Mousse from my Lime Crime Venus palette, and I'm going to just waft this under where I've applied that Brown Script eyeshadow, and I'm doing this using a MAC 217 brush. Next, I'm going to go in with MAC's eyeshadow in Embark, and I took a pointed brush, and I'm going to use this to define her crease very intensely because I'm doing a cut crease, so I'm going to start cutting out the crease now. To blend that Embark eyeshadow out, I'm going to be going in with my number 7 blending brush. For our eyeshadow base, I went in with my MAC's Paint Pot and Painterly, and I'm applying this very delicately all over the eyelid, making sure not to go over the crease, and I am doing this using a flat synthetic brush. I'm going to be using my Makeup Geek's foiled eyeshadow in Magic Act all over our eyelid, and this is one of my favorite gold eyeshadows to use. It's not too pigmented and it's very nice on darker skin tone.
Don't care cause I know I'm a leader. If you say no, your girls are waiting. I'm the new king up in my city. Girl, you
Once that is done, I'm going to go back in with that pointed brush I used earlier on, and I'm just going to define the crease a bit more. So I'm applying more of that Embark eyeshadow.
let me see you spread out there. Shape nice. No doubt.
And of course, I went in with some glitter. First of all, I used my Ben Nye glitter glue adhesive all over her eyelid, and then I went in with this goldish glitter from Lime Crime. I can't remember the name, but I'll make sure to put it in the description box down below.
Spending it all on you. I'll trade and cable do. Is that what you want me to do? She's a controller. Controller. She's a controller. Controller. Mama, you're a controller.
Once that was done, I went back in with the face powder, and I just used this to dust off any excess glitter or powder off her face. Lastly, I went back in with the 2 transition colors I used earlier on, and I'm just using this to blend everything together so there are no harsh lines around her eyes. To line our eyes, I'm going to be using my England gel liner in number 77, and I am doing this using my MAC number 266 brush, and this brush is super easy to apply gel liner with. It makes applying gel liner so effortless. To line her waterline, I'm going to be using my Urban Decay eyeliner pencil in Pro version. And then after this, I'm going to go back in with MAC's eyeshadow in Embark, and I'm going to smudge this under her lower lash line.
Sugarboy sweet, them a balm, now them no know. Mr. Lover, in no business if not Raba. Mr. Sugar, a quiet bungee with his scatter, boss feed.
Next, I'm just going to apply some mascara, and then I'm going to apply some false eyelashes.
The girls want your big thing and repeat, you believe me. Pretty girls, them want to deceive me. Emperor Eazi, see let them know that we run the city.
For her cheeks, I went in with my Jordana powder blush in the shade Terracotta, and this is just a soft pinkish reddish kind of blush, but it's very soft on deeper skin tone. And then to highlight her face, I'm going to be using my Melanin Mills Gleam Radiant Dust in the shade Rose Gold, and then I went ahead and applied MAC's Miniralize Skin Finish in Global Glow on top of this.
Tell me who's swagger. I kick up my show, trying to see one first. All of them put together. That's what they fire me for Twitter. Say I do they mess with the same song.
Onto the lips, I'm going to be lining her lips using my MAC lip pencil in Chestnut. I am forever using this lip liner. And then to fill in her lips, I'm going to be using my Lime Crime Velveteen in the shade Faded, and I absolutely love this color. It's like a washed pink, nudish, faded kind of color. I don't even know how to describe it, but it is so gorgeous on. To gloss up the lips, I'm going to be using my Milani Brilliant Gloss in Bare Secret. And then I just went in to set her face using my Skindinavia setting spray, and that is pretty much everything. Thank you all so much for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like this video, share with all your friends, and of course subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.